Hello, my name's Liam Phillips, and this is a small proof of concept I've made called Weapon Wheel. I made it in Unreal 4, and it's centered around reinventing how players switch weapons. The basic concept is that the player has a rotisserie frame that they can slot multiple weapons into, and rotate that frame, and vice versa. I'll get right into it. Okay, so to attach a weapon, you can see on the bottom left hand side you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 is for pistol, 2 is for shotgun, 3 is for SMG, and 4 is for rocket launcher, but I'll get to those in a second. You can add a weapon, and if it's on the top you can fire it if you just hold left click. You can switch between weapons with Q and E, just goes back and forth. If you hold right click, then it goes on to auto spin. You can change the spin speed here, so you have less auto for a slower firing rate, full auto for a full auto fairly fast fire rate, and then fuller auto for an absurd fire rate. Each one has its uses. Of course, the faster the fire rate, the faster you're going to burn through ammo, but the more damage you're going to do. Sweet, now onto guns. So the pistol is very basic. Basically just hold left click and it'll automatically fire it, and when it runs out of ammo it will just pop off. So let me just add one. It's quite good for pretty much any fire mode, really. Acts like a classic kind of minigun when you put a load on. It's a very good in-between weapon. It's like a good workhorse. So if you had a shotgun and you needed something to fire quickly after you fired once, it's a good choice. So let me demonstrate some of the fire modes real quick. So less auto, very slow firing, fuller auto, relatively fast but not very ammo efficient, and then fuller auto, which is just absurd. Of course, you burn through your guns so quickly they just all shoot off immediately. Then you got shotgun. Shotgun's quite good. You can just switch between them to choose your fire rate, or you could put it on full auto. Problem is, if it's on a very fast fire rate, the weapon, they don't cycle very quickly, so you'll have some dead air in between shots. So it'll fire all of them, then they'll all chamber. So that's why you want to have it on less auto, because then you can have a consistent fire rate. And that'll be fine until you run out of ammo. Now onto some of the more interesting ones. You have a burst fire SMG. So you basically just left click once and it fires like 5 or so shots in a row. This means if you fire it, you can swap off it and it will continue shooting. Which means, say if you were in a bind and you needed to continue shooting, but you also wanted to attach a new weapon, you just left click, put on a new gun, start firing. And of course, you could just add a whole load of them and have a ridiculous amount of bullets on screen at once, which I'll just show you. Also have a slow motion button. Let me just... There you go. Horribly ammo inefficient. Already ran out. Last but not least, we have the rocket launcher, which is quite bizarre. You have to activate it first, which is, by left clicking, which will pull out the pen, and then it will start an unfold animation, and then once it's finished unfolding, then you can fire it. And then it will fire a very chaotic projectile. So, which basically, I did this so it would incentivize, you start unpinning it and then you switch to another weapon while it's unfolding, and then you can switch back when it's finally ready to fire. So, say... There you go. Of course, you can just attach a whole load. Usually best to have this on quite a low fire rate because it can be a bit too chaotic. But if you were to attach a whole bunch of them, there'd be a lot of time where you could just be attacked. Now, onto the actual rocket itself. It's quite chaotic. It takes a couple of seconds to actually activate, so if you're standing close enough to an enemy, if you shoot them point blank, it won't explode. Let me, as an example. There you go. See, didn't go off. And now if I shoot it, there. You can also just remove the rocket in its dormant state by dropping it and then shooting it, and then it'll pop out. And then you can detonate that whenever you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my proof of concept. It was a lot of fun to make. A lot of interesting gameplay opportunities here, and I have a lot of ideas that I could expand the sandbox with when I probably return to this. But yeah, thanks for watching.